Well, hello again, Slurds, and welcome back to the Cheers to Comics podcast. I'm your host, Brian Wayne, and this is Pull List Priorities for the week of the 30th of October, 2019. So, if you're not totally familiar with what Pull List Priorities is, essentially I go through and hype up, give you a rundown, remind you of the books coming out on the next new comic book day, which is whatever the next Wednesday is. So, this is essentially what this show's about. And let's just get on with it. I'm gonna go straight to Oni Press, and only one book to talk about from Oni Press this week, and that's gonna be the Rick and Morty ongoing. So, number 55 is where we're at right now. We've got Kyle Starks, Magdalene Visaggio, and Ian McGinty. And Kyle Starks is actually a name spoken of not too long ago on this podcast. It was the most recent Creator Corner feature I had. So Kyle came on and talked about his past works, and he also he really came on to talk about Old Head, his new creator-owned book that's currently on Kickstarter at the moment. So you can still go back that if you like. So yeah, Kyle Starks. I found out that he has more Rick and Morty credits than anyone else out there on account of, there's more Rick and Morty issues than there are episodes, so bam. But I was also informed that his run is ending at issue 60, so he doesn't have much longer to go. So that does it for Oni Press. Let's move on to Scout Comics. I guess I gotta say before I get too far into this may be a shorter podcast because, well, it's the 5th Wednesday of the month, and publishers tend to pull back a lot of times, and it's mostly the pullback is coming from the indies because the big two really are. They're bringing some quality content this next week, but we'll get to that later. So yeah, the point is that there's not going to be a whole lot of indie books for me to shout out. So let's, like I said, Scout Comics, we're talking about Headless number 3. I read the first issue. Alexander Bonchita and Robert Ahmad. So yeah, it was cool. It is. It's got, it's a headless horseman type of story, and the first issue was it was really pure setup is what it was. We were kind of getting a little bit of an idea of what was going on. And yeah, essentially, and that's what you're supposed to get out of a number 1, I would presume. So, but I just didn't really find room on my pull list for it. But I don't have any complaints against it. I just have a very dense weekly pickup as it is. The other Scout comic that I'm going to be, actually there's a couple more from Scout. Scout really does fucking bring it. Red Winter, Michael Gordon and Alberto Massaggia. So, Red Winter number 4, and the visceral finale. Okay. Everything comes to a head at the Moscow oil refinery, and I'm just gonna leave it at that. So this is the finale. Red Winter. Last Scout comic that I'm going to be shouting out is Snow White Zombie Apocalypse, and this is a one-shot, and I think the title sells itself, but why not? We got Brenton Langle and Hayondo Park. So Snow White awakens to true love's kiss. 28 days after the zombie apocalypse, with the 7 dwarves dead, the quintessential fairy tale princess must join forces with her polyamorous Prince Charming and his tough-as-nails paramour, Rapunzel, to wage a losing battle against death itself. Bound by love and driven apart by jealousy, can this unlikely trio find a way to put aside their differences, or will they be devoured by the reanimated denizens of their once enchanted kingdom? Alright. Based on the hit play by the same name, Snow White Zombie Apocalypse. Alright. Cool. Fucking, shit, it keeps going with this. Story of deep woods and old magic mixed with a healthy dollop of blood, sex, kung fu, and gender politics. Well, that last sentence probably just divided the audience. So, yeah. Alright, right on. I could do without the political shit, but alright. I like the the blood, sex, and kung fu. I mean, I could even really do without the sex. Just give me fucking kung fu. I'm simple. Carrying on from Scout, let's move on down to Valiant. Valiant Comics, Bloodshot Baby. Bloodshot ongoing #2, Tim Seeley, Brett Booth. That first issue, admittedly, I was kind of lost at times, but you get the point. I mean, you understand what's going on in the story. It's just the pacing. I feel like they may have left out a couple panels or something. I don't know. Once again, fucking simple. So Bloodshot's enemies are closing in. Can he unleash all of his abilities and in time to survive? The super soldier is no stranger to war, but this is a whole new kind of enemy. And who is the mysterious masked woman called Eidolon? Alright. So Bloodshot has been in the news lately in more forms than just comic book media. Hey, that fucking Valiant universe, it looks like it's getting ready to start up. It's official. I know that we've been speculating that Vin Diesel is going to be Bloodshot for a long time, and that Bloodshot has had a movie. I know that I don't talk about movies, but yeah, no, this is what's going on. So the point is I'm using the movie to push the book. There's only one issue out before this, with this being #2, so there's not a whole lot to track down. It's a great fucking jumping on point. I don't not suggest reading the last mini-series that Valiant did with Bloodshot Rising Spirit, because that is the true origin. And yeah, no, this is cool. I dig it. Carrying on from Valiant, what is this? Okay, we got a #1. Roku. Cullen Bunn. Alright, intriguing. And Raymond Box. How many lives must the lethal assassin Roku take in her first series? Killing her way around the globe, the deadly weapon called Roku will face a challenge she can't simply execute. Being bad has never been so fun. Alright. Well, that's definitely an interesting cover. I get a Kill Bill vibe out of this, just based off the description and then looking at the art. I don't know, I dig it. I might check this out. I usually don't pick up new Valiant titles unless it's XO or Bloodshot. I usually don't bother with it. Not that it's not good, it's just those are the characters that intrigue me. Roku, on the other hand, this chick looks like she could whoop some ass. I got all types of covers coming out with it. Alright, I dig it. Valiant, I see you. Vault Comics. We've got Maul #3. I didn't jump on Maul when it first came out, and that's only because it came out on a heavy week. What do we have here? We've got Michael Morrissey and Gary Doberman. Warfare spreads through the mall as insidious secrets are unearthed. Below, Ronan and Andre meet a new clan who puts them against a fabled beast in a game of life and death. Alright, yeah, so like I said, I'm not reading them all, but for those of you that are, here is your warning. What else from Vault? Vault's just bringing it on the 5th week. Necromancer's Map #3. Andrea Fort and Michael Christopher Heron. Alright. I don't know what this is. I missed 1 and 2, and let's read a description here, see if we can pull something out of this. With Jonas joining Bethany and Elisar on their pilgrimage, their destination is now clear. Reach the capital city of Valagard to translate the encrypted map. Alright. But riding in the open proves to be a terrible mistake when an old enemy learns of their travels. Finding an ancient windmill for respite, the heroes will be forced to stand together despite their uncertain bonds as a trio against a dangerous assault. So it sounds like a little bit of Lord of the Rings type of action, maybe? I mean, I don't know. Does she gotta drop the map in Mordor and fuck a volcano? I don't know. But there you go. There's your warning. This is a Vault book that I am reading. We've got the plot. There is, the #1 went into a second printing, so that's cool as shit. But here we are with #2. Michael Marecci or Morkai, I don't know, and Tim Daniel. Secrets fester in the Blaine family and their home. In their home. Boof. Chase uncovers a piece of history best left unhidden, while Mackenzie explores the fraught past between her uncle and Reese. All right. Well, I'm still reading it. I said that, this is one that I definitely want to give 3 issues, 'cause sometimes number 2 and a lot of beginning series just don't do it for me for some reason. Something about how these storytellers, I don't know, it's not necessarily unanimous with all issue number 2s on new series, but yeah, I'm definitely intrigued. Number 1 gave me no reason to not want to read number 2, that's for sure. More from Vault. Relics of Youth. Okay, I'm not reading this one. Matt Nicholas and Chad Redman. After the destruction... Alright, this is actually issue number 2. After the destruction of their yacht, Nat and her misfit fellowship are stranded on the island of Oshita. Worse, they're obviously not alone. A mercenary by the name of Serena leads a group of modern-day pirates who wish to plunder the magical paradise. As the group struggles to evade capture, they awaken ancient spirits and have laid dormant for hundreds of years. Soon their tattoos glow with great power, bestowing the 6 teenagers with strange abilities. What is with all these books and tattoo powers lately? We've got Scratched, we've got The Marked, and now Relics of Youth. All throwing down magical tattoos and whatnot. Alright. All with an urgent message from the island itself. Protect the last drop of magic. Cool. Cool. This is number 2. This actually sounds interesting enough to where if number 1's still on the shelf or available, I might back issue that one. It sounds decent. And test number 5. Last but not least from Vault Comics. Christopher Sabella and Jen Hickman. Not reading test. Aleph, Null, came to Laurelwood looking for the future. At the center of the maze, they found themselves instead. Okay. Now to become the savior the town needs, they'll have to join forces with an impossible ally and foster something they've been trying to extinguish their whole life. Their humanity. Alright. I'm not reading test, but that personally didn't mean anything to me, but that doesn't mean that I have, yeah. There's your warning. Let's move on to the beefier names in the world of indie comics, like Image. So, Chrononauts is how we're going to start. Chrononauts Future Shock. Mark Millar. Just when I thought I wasn't going to be picking up any Image books this week. And the Sharky start a Chrononaut. Alright, and Eric Canete doing the interiors there. This is a mini-series premiere. The boys are back. Chrononauts returns with Future Shock as time-traveling physicists Corbin Quinn and Danny Riley attempt to conquer the future with their new machine, the Time Hawk. A little older, but none the wiser, the best friends return for their biggest mission yet. Okay, see, I didn't think Chrononauts was something brand new. I don't know. Maybe I will. Maybe I will pick it up. It's going to be a light week for me personally, it looks like. So, I don't know. Maybe I'll give it a shot. It is Mark Millar, so probably not going to go wrong. Look at all of those covers. Jesus Christ. There are 2, 3, 5, 10, 13 covers solicited on Previews World, which is the site that I'm using to deliver all of this information to you fine readers. Keep it going. Man. Hey, more Millar. But not. This is Steve Niles writing Kick-Ass number 18 with Marcello Frusin doing the interiors. This is the end of a story arc. Kick-Ass faces Rosa the Assassin in this violent story arc climax, but is patience too deep inside the criminal underworld to escape? Alright. I mean, I wish I were reading Kick-Ass. I probably should be. But I'm not. But for those of you that are, number 18, and in a story arc. Nomen. Oh, okay. That's what I could have swore. Jeez, with all these second printings. See, Image definitely a light week for Image this week as well. This fifth Wednesday. Okay, Safe Sex number 2. Tina Horn, Michael Dowling. On the run, Avery seeks help from an unexpected source. The entire Dirty Mind team gets horrifying news about a fallen friend that galvanizes them into action against the party. Alright, now I'm not reading Safe Sex personally, but I've heard good things. I really have. And finally, from Image, Witchblade number 16. Caitlin Kitteridge and Roberta Ingranata. Last Days Part 4. Alex makes a deal with the last person she wants as an ally, Naomi, leader of the demon faction in New York. Haley's powers rage out of control as she attempts to further weaken the barriers of time and dimension, and Team Witchblade realizes that a sinister force is controlling Haley as much and has much bigger plans. Alright. Once again, another book I'm not reading, but I know quite a few of you are. Let's move it to Dark Horse. Dark Horse Comics, we've got, let's see here. Ether Disappearance of Violet Bell, number 2 of 5. I don't know what this is. Matt Kent and David Rubin. More from Dark Horse. We have Fight Club 3, number 10. That's old Polinick. What is it? Cameron Stewart and Dave McCaig. So, yeah. I'm waiting for this one to hit that final 12 before I start diving any further into this. I stopped at 3 and realized that I just need to consume it all at once, because otherwise I'm going to be lost as fuck. Because I didn't get anything from the first 3 issues other than you're going to be lost as fuck. Nothing against the series. Like I've been buying every issue. Obviously I have intentions on reading it. Not something that my brain can process 20 pages at a time spread throughout a year. Last Stop on Red Line, number 4 of 4. Alright, I don't know what this is, but that mini-series called Last Stop on Red Line is ending. Paul Mayberry and John Rauch. Alright, and another 4 of 4. We've got Manor Black, Colin Bunn, and Brian Hurt. From the creators of Harrow County and The Sixth Gun come this gothic horror fantasy about a family of sorcerers in crisis. Tensions inside and out of the Black household came to a head as the young magician Ari contends with the tensions of sorcerers led by the malevolent stranger and Roman Black's own children. So I read the first issue of this, decided that I wasn't necessarily going to go all in. I didn't really give the second issue the chance that it probably deserved. And there was nothing wrong with the first issue. Magic books have a really hard time drawing me in. And it's just something about, I don't know. I think I'm just kind of personally, my personal preference is starting to steer away from magic. So it seems. IDW. From IDW, another light week. Shit, okay, I guess one for the kids here. My Little Pony Feats of Friendship number 2. So for all you parents out there, or maybe you're into My Little Pony yourself, I'm not fucking judging you. Yeah, there you go. Little side story. It's not the ongoing, but yeah, Feats of Friendship. And Star Pig number 4 of 4. Delilah S. Dawson and Francesco Gaston. I'm not reading Star Pig, but everybody that I know that has had nothing but great things to say about this book. So, yeah. Oh, look at this. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles ongoing, number 99. Tom Waltz, Kevin Eastman. Alright, this is part 7 of City at War. New York City descends into chaos after the unthinkable events of the last issue. See last issue for details. Bishop is relentless in his pursuit, and a final showdown between Donatello and Metalhead will prove explosive. So I started picking up Ninja Turtles at 96 or 97, I believe. I'm not reading it because I need part 1 of City at War. But the idea is to, I'm going to start collecting turtles now. This might be a book that I more collect than read. We'll see. Nothing, I mean, it's just, I don't have anything against reading the book by any means. Not at all. And sometimes it's hard for me to jump into a series at issue 100, Transformers Galaxies #2. Tyler Blazensky and Livio Ramondelli. All right. So first issue didn't really do anything for me. It was just more world building. It was a really cool concept, don't get me wrong. It was a beautiful book, drawn incredibly well. It's just I don't really care about Constructicons, and based off of what I've been reading from Transformers lately, I'm starting to think that maybe I'm not a Transformers fan. I don't know. I'm not. I don't know. It's not grabbing me. Hasn't been grabbing me. I think they're just kind of cool to look at. Maybe I don't know. Once again, I'm simple. Oh man, and that's gonna do it from IDW. Dynamite. James Bond 007 #12. Who's doing this one? Greg Pak and Robert Carey. Cool. Goldfinger concludes. Oh shit. All right. Any issue of James Bond I've ever read, I've very much enjoyed. I have a hard time remembering to jump on the series when something comes out for whatever reason. I don't know. Maybe it's because I don't enjoy the movies. I don't look for the 007 comics. But when I do get my hands on one and I open one up, like I've received a couple through some rando subscription services and stuff. And that's how I've been exposed to 007 and James Bond books. And fuck, are they good. I mean, especially for something that, I enjoy the character. I just don't really enjoy the movies, is all. Carrying on. Okay, hold on. No, jeez, with your cover releases. I like how Dynamite will just release a cover to a book that's already been released. I'm like, oh, here's the Virgin variant, by the way, for $50. Anyways, Warlord of Mars Attacks, #5. All right, Jeff Parker, Dean Kotz, and final issue. The Grand Battle for Barsoom. John Carter, Deja Thoris, Tars Tarkus, Woola, and many little green men. From Jeff Parker. I wasn't exaggerating on the minis or the emphasis on the certain minis. Reads it like I sees it. Cool. Little 4 or 5-parter. Concluding Mars Attacks. Gotta love it. Mark. And that's gonna do it from Dynamite. Boom Studios. Giant Days. As time goes by, #1. Giant Days won the Eisner for Best Ongoing Series. Okay. I don't understand it. I spend a lot of time in a massive comic book store, and there's not a whole lot of Giant Days leaving the shelves, so it makes me wonder, is the Eisner's just a conspiracy? I don't know. Anyways, Giant Days as time goes by, #1. John Allison, Max Sarin. 1 year after their graduation from university, Esther de Groot and Daisy Wooten are back in Sheffield for a reunion with Susan Ann McGraw. The year apart has not been easy for all of them, and this reunion will only draw out the secrets they have all been keeping for too long. The series finale of one of the most acclaimed comic series of the decade reveals the future of everyone's favorite best friend of the decade. Giant Days, most acclaimed series of the decade. What? Oof. Alright, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, #44. I'm reading the shit out of this book, motherfuckers. Ryan Perot, Danielle Dean, Nicololo. Since how I just suddenly got super excited. Not that Bloodshot didn't do it for me at the very beginning, But Power Rangers. Last issue, maybe it was Go-Go that. No, it was Go-Go that kind of. I'm like, what the fuck? Why am I reading a Bulk and Skull? Anyways, the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers has been awesome. This is more Necessary Evil and the Omega Rangers, and I dig the shit out of this book. I really do. It's a whole lot of fun. The art's amazing. Ryan Perot. Oh, I bet you it's Perot. That's what it is. Ryan Perot. Yeah, no, it's amazing. Fucking beautiful covers too. I do have all of those foil variants hanging on me wall. And that's gonna do it for the indies. Let's move on to the big two. Hey, this podcast might be longer than I anticipated. Sweet. Alright, DC Comics. It's gonna be a light week, but at the same time, dense, if that makes sense. Basketful of Heads, #1. Joe Hill is starting out his Hill House comic line with his own book. Liam Ox doing the art. Dave Stewart doing the colors here. Alright, I don't know what this is. I know anybody that's familiar with Joe Hill is over the moon about this DC Comics line. Apparently he's an amazing horror writer. I'm not sure that I've read any of his stuff, or at least his horror stuff. I'm sure I've read some of his stuff, but yeah, alright. So let's see what this very, very, very long description has to say. The rain lashes the grassy dunes of Brody Island, and seagulls scream above the bay. A slender figure in a raincoat carries a large wicker basket, which looks like it might be full of melons, covered in a bloodstained scrap of the American flag. This is the story of June Branch, a young woman trapped with 4 cunning criminals who have snatched her boyfriend for deranged reasons of their own. She must fight for their life with the help of an impossible 8th century Viking axe that can pass through a man's neck in a single swipe and leave the severed head still conscious and capable of supernatural speech. God damn it. Each disembodied head has a malevolent story of its own to tell, and it isn't long before June finds herself in a desperate struggle to hack their lies and manipulations, racing to save the man she loves before time runs out. Plus, in the premiere chapter of the backup story Sea Dogs, which sails across the Hill House Comics titles. What the fuck? Alright, you know how I know this book's gonna be good? And this is going to sound really vain and unbelievable on my end, but about 2 years ago, I had this idea for a comic book. And I would say it resembles this in the manner of the heads. That's what it is. It's nothing else. It had nothing, Viking axe or anything like that. It was just a manner of a character that has the capability of taking off anything's head and being able to lug it around while it's still a conscious head. And that's really the idea I had. I'm not saying by any means was this stolen from me. This is the first time I think I've ever actually even breathed the words out loud. So, but with that being said, I don't have the time to make that comic, and I can tell you, without a doubt, Joe Hill, without even remembering any of his work, is a much more talented writer than I am, because I'm not a fucking writer. So, yes, I am extremely excited for Basket Full of Heads now. Whew. Long description, heavy rant. God damn. Alright, DC is known to bring the annuals on when it comes to... It's really annuals and events on 5-week Wednesdays. So, oh god damn, look at these fucking covers too. The Joshua Middleton variant for that basket full of heads. Oh, Lord. Anyways, alright. The annuals. Batman and the Outsiders annual #1. Cool. Not reading Batman and the Outsiders, but got an annual. The 4th annual from the Batman ongoing. Honestly, I really don't read annuals very often, but something tells me that this annual is going to mean something. Not that the other annuals don't mean anything, but this one might be I don't know. The Batman annuals tend to spike up in price for whatever reason, so I'm definitely gonna pick up a copy, and hopefully it gives me, maybe it'll tell me here. So we got Tom King writing it. That's good. Mike Norton and Jorge Fornes. All right, now features art by Fornes and Norton and a new story. What's it like to be Batman from day to day? What are the challenges that the Dark Knight detective faces? From thieves to marauding monsters, Tom King takes us across the gamut of experience to show us the vast scope of what it takes to fill the Batman's boot. All right, you know what? Part of me was hoping that this was gonna give me an insight on Tom King's, current Batman story. But at the same time, I'm very grateful that we're going to get a Tom King book outside of that, because I know Tom King can write the shit out of Batman. But from about issue 70 on, I've been confused as dick. And confused as dick. Sorry, what I mean to say, my whole brain thoughts melded together there. Ever since Dick got shot in the head, I've been confused as shit. Sorry, I'm confused as dick. All right. So yes, I'm not saying I've been confused. I just feel like the pacing of Tom King's storytelling has taken a turn is all. I don't know. What do I know? All right. It seems like the book of the year is coming to an end. At least DC's miniseries of the year. The best thing on the shelves in the DC section. DCeased. Number 6 of 6. Tom Taylor, Trevor Hairsine, Neil Edwards, Stefano Guadiano. Mark Brooks did that motherfucking cover. Mark Brooks do fucking Poison Ivy. My God, that's so good. Oh man, holy shit. God damn, is that cover beautiful. I don't even need to read the descriptions here. If you haven't been doing DCeased, just from my excitement alone, just take my word for it. Go through, find all of the issues of this. If you have to trade weight, this is probably, this is the most entertaining thing I've read all year. It really is. The first 5 issues at least. I doubt the 6th issue is going to kill it for me. I really do. Tom Taylor is in the running for the definite writer of the year when I do my yearly rundown best of episode. So yeah, it's amazing, and then the covers are all unbelievable. Yeah, fuck. Some Black Label action. Harleen, number 2 of 3. I didn't think that Harleen was gonna mean anything to me. I personally just like the Black Label books for the prestige format. I think they look kind of pretty on a shelf. And I learned that because they don't fit into a long box because they're magazine size. But yeah, no, that was a little happy accident. But I have been buying every single Black Label book that has been coming out, and I have been reading it. And I did not expect much out of the first Harleen, even though it was absolutely beautiful visually. As it turns out, this story seems a lot more interesting than I imagined. I didn't think that a Harley Quinn origin story could be all that interesting. I thought, we've heard it. But when you really get into the meat of it all, fucking Harleen was a great character. And all told out of continuity, out of canon, but still, very, very cool story. This next one here is highly anticipated. I believe this is also a Black Label book. I believe. Jeff Lemire and Andre Sorrentino. So the same team that's bringing you Gideon Falls, I believe, which I'm not reading, but I've heard from very viable resources that some are claiming it to be the book of the year. Yeah. So everyone knows the Joker doesn't have the most promising history with psychotherapists. And in fact, no one's even been able to diagnose him. But that doesn't matter to the confident, world-beating Dr. Ben Arnell. Yeah, not Harleen. He's going to be the one to unravel this unknowable mind. Okay. There's no way the Joker could ever get through the therapeutic walls Ben has built around himself, right? There's no way the Joker's been entering his house at night, right? There's no way the Joker stood over his bed and put that book in his hands, the one with the Eisner-nominated creative team of Jeff Lemire and Andrea Sorrentina from Green Arrow and Gideon Falls. All right, that was a really, really weird solicitation description. Good Lord, Brian, my brain words ain't working good. Admittedly, I don't have a drink in front of me. So maybe that's what's going on here. I don't know. So, regardless, I'm totally fucking on board with this book. I really am. What do we got? Prestige format. 8.5. Yeah, so this is 32 pages. So, alright, cool. This is 3 issues. Right on. Right on, right on. Beautiful fucking covers, too. God damn. A Kara Andrews cover? Whew. Alright, carrying on. Last God, what is this? Last God number 1. The Book of the Philipsis Chronicle. Felspire Chronicles. Felspire. Good Lord. Alright. Philip Kennedy Johnson, Riccardo Federici, Dean White, and Jared Blondo. The Last God tells the story of 2 fellowships of heroes struggling with the same threat, 30 years apart. One group will doom their world, the other must save it. All right. There's so many more words to this, and I'm gonna leave it at that. Another Black Label book. All right. This is the week of Black Label. What's the price tag on this? $5. Not bad. Not bad. It's probably not going to be a prestige format. It doesn't say prestige format, but all right. What are they doing? Chapter 1. I don't know how long they're going with this. All right. I don't know how many issues it's supposed to be. Regardless, issue 1 coming out. Bam. Nightwing Annual. Alright. Does this have anything? Is Dan Jurgens writing it? Alright. The bullet that shattered Nightwing's life is the shot fired by KG Beast and the infamous Batman number 55. And it changed the course of Dick Rick Grayson's career. Gone were the memories and alliances that once defined him, replaced by a near blank slate persona. Now go inside those early moments of Rick's new life, his strained reunion with a stranger named Bruce Wayne, and entire life turned upside down. But amid the chaos lies opportunity, not for Rick, but an old foe who's been waiting a lifetime for a moment like this. Echoes of the past return in the story that tees up Nightwing's own year of the villain. Oh yeah. Alright. So this does look like it's going to play a big part in continuity, and it is going to play a part of the issue that I just so happened to refer to earlier in this podcast, coincidentally. See, nothing is a coincidence. Nothing is a coincidence. Yeah, so fucking A, cool. God damn. Alright. I put that out there in the universe through this podcast, and I got what I wanted. Didn't have to wait long at all. Like 5 descriptions. Sandman Universe Special. Hellblazer number 1. C. Spurrier and Mariko Takara. I will be picking this up, because why the fuck not? You don't get enough Hellblazer these days. And alright. Tales from the Dark Multiverse. Death of Superman number 1. Jeff Loveness, Brad Walker, Andrew Hennessy. So, I was on the fence about the first Tales of the Dark Multiverse they put out with the Saint Batman, or whatever it was, Nightfall. And so yes, it's a different playing on a classic story, and this one, I mean, Death of Superman is really, I'm not a big Superman fan at all, but I'm a huge fan of the Death of Superman. I just think it was a great fucking story, and to do a dark multiverse on this one, fucking A, I'm sold. $6 price tag, not too bad. You get your money's worth for sure. There were no little commercial pages in the last one that I can remember. So, and it's a good thick prestige format. Fucking prestige book. If you're buying DC books this week, it's gonna be heavy because your annuals are thick and your prestige books are obviously gonna be thick, and it's about what it is this week. Yeah. And another annual, last but not least, from DC, Steve Orlando and Kenneth Marion, along with Sandu Florea, are writing the Wonder Woman number 3 annual. So that does it for DC. Moving on to Marvel. All right. Black Panther number 17. I'm not reading Black Panther, but tons of you are, so here's your warning. Conan the Barbarian number 10. Jason Aaron and Muhammad Asrar. The story you never thought you'd see. The death of Conan. What the fuck? It's all been leading to this. The thief, the reaver, the slayer. Conan meets his ultimate fate at the hands of the Crimson Witch. That fucking bitch. But what lies beyond? And find out the secret history of the Crimson Witch, that fucking bitch, and her mysterious underlings. Plus the next chapter in an all-new novella, Black Starlight Parental Advisory. Alright. This series has invigorated a love for this character, and especially now that you see Conan in some Savage Avengers and shit, and tons of Conan titles out there. I was reading Savage Sword of Conan for a while, and I dug it, but the Jason Aaron Conan is fucking incredible, and the same creative team has been throughout all 10 issues. And go read you some Conan. Holy shit. Contagion, number 5 of 5, Ed Brisson, Rogue, Antonio, Steven Segovia, and more. So the 5th of this 5-part weekly miniseries concludes, and I plan on doing a trade negotiations with it down the road. So, yeah, I've been picking up the singles. I'm going to throw it into a show for you. I don't think I've really done any Marvel trade negotiations yet. I don't think so. Dead Man Logan number 12 of 12. I can't wait to see how it ends, but I don't want to see it go. Oh shit, man, look at the fucking cover. Legends never die. Ed Brisson, Mike Henderson. Shockingly well constructed farewell. Okay, they're just giving reviews here. Honestly, when this series first started, I wasn't expecting much. I thought it was going to be very force-fed to us, and I thought, fuck, a year of us saying goodbye to Old Man Logan. Because, now that Wolverine's come back this year, and just can't have them all running around. We just can't. Especially, Wolverine popping out fucking babies and shit. And, we've got Laura and Gabby. Really, that's all we need. But that's just my opinion. So, regardless, it's time to kill off Old Man Logan, and they're doing it in this 12-part series that I've covered every single issue, and every single issue has somehow gotten better and better, and it started out great. So just go. This is my favorite title that Ed Brisson's done this year. It really is. That's that. Go out and find this book. I bet you that I would imagine that maybe the first part of this is already out in trade. 1 through 6 could be out in trade. Don't quote me on that, though. Death's Head, number 4 of 4. Teeny Howard, killing it. Who else is doing this book? K-Zama. So, yeah, no, I've been liking Death's Head. It's cool. It's fun. Definitely fun. Marvel's doing annuals, too. Doctor Strange annual, number 1. Who's doing it? Porsnack Pickett Scote and Teeny Howard. Pornsack Pickett Scote. Bisciscote. I don't fucking know. I have no idea what that is. Pornsack? What? If you're listening, I'm sorry, but okay. Andy McDonald and Liliet Kumar Sharma. Alright, so now that the ongoing is ended, this is how you're going to get your Doctor Strange for a little bit until the, what are they doing? Fucking Surgeon Supreme or something like that? I don't know. I don't think that they needed to end the series and do it. I think it'd be cool. I can't imagine Surgeon Supreme is going to go on for a very long time. So I don't know. I mean, just turn that into a story arc. It's still Mark Waid writing it. It's the same fucking writer. I don't know. Nothing against the creators by any means. It's just the fact is this is how you're gonna get your Doctor Strange until Surgeon Supreme comes out. Sorry, I kind of rambled on there for a second. Dawn of X, baby. Excalibur, number 1. Teeny Howard's doing Excalibur. That's cool as shit. I really like her style. I wasn't a big fan of how Thanos ended, but as far as everything else that I've read of hers, I'm digging Death's Head. I like Strike Force. I haven't read issue number 2, the most recent issue that came out this past New Comic Book Day. But I look forward to it, that's for sure. So, a new dawn is forged. The other world is rocked by war. It is a new era for mutant kind as a new Captain Britain holds the amulet, fighting for the kingdom of Amalon with her Excalibur at her side. Rogue Gambit, Richter, Jubilee, and Apocalypse. How's that for a fucking team? Rogue Gambit. Ooh, are they still married? Is Hickman keeping them together? Ooh, we'll find out. I think everybody's going to buy this book just to see if Hickman keeps them together. That'd be the only thing, really, that he kind of keeps from this last year of X-Men stories. And, I don't know Richter. But Jubilee, gotta love that. Fucking, and Apocalypse as a good guy. Come on, so cool. So cool. I mean, technically all the mutants are good guys now. For now. Well, I mean, humans can't be that much of a fucking a threat for too long. Yeah, anyways. What do we have here? Fantastic Four Grand Design 1 of 2. I don't know what this is, but I'll talk about it. Tom Scully. All right. Because you demanded it. It did. The best-selling Grand Design franchise continues with Marvel's first family. Brought to you by critically acclaimed cartoonist Tom Scully from Godland, Transformers vs. G.I. Joe. All right. And the sole authorship tradition made famous by Ed Pisker's X-Men Grand Design trilogy. Join the Watcher and witness how it all began. Okay, all right. I don't fucking know. I don't know. Well, I got a $6 price tag on that. Oof. Lots of expensive books this week. Hey guys, remember when comics weren't fucking so expensive? Jeez, guys. Sorry, I didn't mean to. Yeah. Oh, there's a deterrent. I'm picking shoes. They're just expensive for me because I read all of this stuff. This is why you go to an LCS and you start a pull list, because a lot of these pull list subscriptions give you discounts and everything. So by the 5th week, I could say that with my subscription, a $6 book for me is only going to cost me $4. So, yeah. Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man number 13. At this point in time, I think it's safe to say that this is my favorite Spider-Man ongoing title. It goes back and forth between this and Superior, but it's Tom Taylor. So, yeah, it's Tom Taylor. And Ken Lashley's drawing this one again. Gotta love it. Sometimes even your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man needs help from his neighbors. Peter's been keeping secrets, and it leads to some big consequences. A guest starring appearance from the Fantastic Four. Right the fuck on. Beautiful, beautiful cover, as Andrew Robinson has been throwing down for us. Great stories. Issue 6 of this series is in the running for single issue of the year for me personally. So yeah, man, this is good stuff. Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. If someone asked me, I can only have one ongoing Spider-Man title, this is probably going to be the one that I suggest. And it says T for teen on this one, but I think you could read most of this with your kids too. Invisible Woman, number 4 of 5. I'm not reading Invisible Woman, but it's coming to an end here. Getting close at least. 80% of the way after this week. Mark Waid and Matea de Ilis? I don't know. I don't understand that name. Lost in a foreign land, cut off from her friends and family, Susan Richards is on the hunt. When she learns the secrets behind her former S.H.I.E.L.D. partner, what she finds out rocks her world and endangers millions. Cool. Alright. Invisible Woman. Alright. Ironheart number 11. E-viewing still going on with this. Finally, Riri, Shuri, and Silhouette have made it to the wellspring of power, but they find themselves confronting the full force of the Ten Rings, and for Riri, the identity of one Ten Rings member hits a little too close to home. Oh shit, I wonder if it's her dead best friend, or if it's her dead daddy. I don't know. They both died. And she's up again. I don't fucking know. Maybe it's her. Oh shit, maybe it's her. Who knows? It's comic books. Carrying on. Alright. Well, it's only suiting that You have a Marvel Zombies book released the day before fucking Halloween. Marvel Zombies Respawn. Philip Kennedy Johnson, Leonard Kirk, and Iñak Lee doing the cover. Beautiful fucking cover. Alright, the horror smash hit lives again. When Galactus' corpse appears at the edge of Earth's solar system, the Avengers, X-Men, and Fantastic Four investigate. Too late. They discover that Galactus' body is now the vessel of an interstellar terror which one by one transforms Earth's mightiest heroes into the universe's most terrifying predators. As our heroes try to escape the superpowered cannibalistic aberrations that were once their friends and family. Will any survive? And even if they do, can they hope to protect Earth from the infestation that has already claimed half of the known universe? Don't miss the first issue of the terrifying new vision of the classic Marvel tale. Alright, $5 price tag on that first issue. I'm going to read it. So this week we've got DCeased, number 6, coming to an end, which we've already talked about. So we got that zombie book. We've got Marvel Zombies coming to respawning, and that's actually that's what it's called, Marvel Zombies Respawn. So yeah, what do you know, some zombie books the day before Halloween. Do you think they planned that? Do you think Marvel planned to launch this book on the same day that Tom Taylor ends his fantastic fucking DCeased series? I don't know, but that's a big move by Marvel to do that. Oh shit, Red Goblin, Red Death. Break out your Spidey 798s, motherfuckers. Patrick Gleason, Rob Fee, Sean Ryan. Dead is the new Red. Alright, the Red Goblin doing some shit. In order to finally destroy Spider-Man once and for all, Norman Osborn joined himself with the Carnage symbiote, becoming the Red Goblin. Here at last are the untold stories of the Red Goblin's reign of madness and mayhem. So, grab your greatest goblin gear and rend your raiments red, for the Red Goblin rides again. Parental advisory. Fucking A. Alright. Well, I'm glad to see this character come back. I enjoyed it, and admittedly, this is the story arc where I started collecting Spider-Man. Because it just seemed fascinating to me. Harry Osborn with the fucking Carnage symbiote? Are you kidding me? What? So I started collecting at 796. And yeah, I missed the 795. But you know, the little minor key there. But I have a feeling that minor key is going to start gaining a little bit of value with this, especially with the. I mean, it has nothing to do with what I'm going to say here has nothing to do with this podcast, but they're talking about a Web of Venom book that was just solicited, and it's got Dylan and Little Normie on there. And I think 796 is when Little Normie gets carnageized. So, man, how fucking cool is... I'm glad that Dan Slott's final arc is actually meaning something in continuity. I dig that. I really do. Anyway... Fucking all those covers. Savage Avengers is getting an annual. I don't think I need to fucking hype that up. But who's doing it? Let's make sure. Okay, yeah. Jerry Duggan's doing it. Ron Garney. Yeah. Barbarian walks into a brothel and thus begins another adventure in the life of Conan of Chimeria. Fucking that's... Yeah. If you're not reading Savage Avengers, I highly recommend it. It really is a cool book. It's fucking awesome. It's so cool to see Conan and canon. Silver Surfer Black, number 5 of 5. Donny Cates and Tradmore. The final stand against Null. Oh man, this is a must-read series. You honestly, not to take away from Donny Cates at all, but if you were to just take away the dialogue of this book and just go through and enjoy it visually, oh god damn, it's so good. I mean, if there's a little magic mushroom going on, we could say that here in fucking Denver, because it's technically legal here. Not that it's any easier to find by any means, but yeah, if you're a Denver listener and you're one of those people that can do that, Tradmore's art will blow your motherfucking mind, I imagine, because it's trippy as shit sober. Anyways, the Cheers to Comics podcast does not condone illegal drug use. Only legal drug use. The fact is, this entire story has been phenomenal. And go through, if you got to trade weight it and you can't get your hands on the back issues, I understand that because they're hard to find at this point. They'd be sold out, but get you some. Superior Spider-Man number 12, so I'll look at that. The 2 best Spider-Man books at Marvel, same week. What do you know? Christos Gage and Mike Hawthorne killing it. The way the last issue ended, it's fucking dope. It makes me believe that they're going to be ending the series. I hope that's not true, and if they're not ending it, then it's kind of a womp womp for this last arc as far as what it meant. But entertaining, nevertheless. If shit is reversed, that's fine. If it ends, fuck. But regardless, I have been entertained as shit. So, yeah. Well, it says the events of this issue will change Superior Spider-Man permanently. Well, god damn it. Alright. I love this book so much. And last but not least, a Absolute Carnage tie-in. The only Absolute Carnage tie-in of the week, now that I think about it. But, fuck. Venom, number 19. Donny Cates, Ivan Coella. So, Stegman's busy doing Absolute Carnage. So, he's not penciling the ongoing. But that's okay, because Coella's still been killing it. And this, to me, now that Punisher is over, to me, Punisher was the surefire greatest ongoing at Marvel till it ended a couple weeks ago. Now it's up between Daredevil and Venom for me. There we go. I dig the shit out of this book. It's been absolutely incredible. And I know that I said at the beginning of this podcast it's probably going to be a really short one, but somehow, someway, I managed to draw this motherfucker out to about an hour. So, I hope that this has been informing to you all. I mean, I imagine that in some way, shape, or form, you've been reminded or informed of something new. And, yeah. This is by no means everything that's hitting shelves this next Wednesday. There is a plethora of other books coming out, but this is the stuff that I found to be the most popular, the stuff that jumped out to me, regardless of whether or not I'm reading it. So, yes, I like to give at least a shout out to, I would say, probably 70% of the books that hit shelves. More than likely, the majority of the ones that are being ordered by your LCSs. So, I thank you all for tuning in. I would like to remind you to support this podcast. You could do so by heading over to Patreon, patreon.com/Cheers to Comics. Become a Patreon. Get your money's worth. I've got tiers starting at just $1 all the way up to Omega level patron status, and you get to that level, I'm going to be sending you variant covers or key issues or whatever I decide to send you that week. I'm not going to be sending any dollar books out to you, but you're going to get a comic. So you're going to get your money's worth. And I plan on putting out some exclusive content for patrons only here soon, because I've got all these ideas for all these podcasts, and I've tried to narrow it down to where I'm just doing 3 episodes a week. I know I've done 4, sometimes even 5 a couple of weeks, and I could just be banking those, or making sure that the people that truly appreciate this podcast get the opportunity to view those exclusively. So, yes, that is one way to support, but the other way is very, very simple. Doesn't cost you a dime, maybe a couple seconds of your time. I understand your time is valuable, which in turn, when I see these reviews go up on Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen to your podcasts, really, there's usually some way to leave some sort of feedback, rating, review, whatever it may be. But by going through Apple Podcasts and doing so, it does boost this podcast, throw us up in the rankings, and make us more visible. And the more visible this podcast is, the more the more listenership grows, and the more listenership grows, the more I'm convinced that I can convince some new readers to hop into this format, this wonderful world of comic books, and when that happens, this industry grows. So let's, Slurred Nation, do your thing. leave a review, please. You could also head over to Podchaser, which is this new thing. It's fucking like the IMDb of podcasts. It's absolutely incredible. You can rate single episodes, and they just started this new thing that's in beta where you have a feed. So it's like a social media feed with your favorite podcasts, and you follow creators and stuff. And oh shit, it's fucking awesome. It's cool as shit. I would imagine there's an app in development soon, but you can also help, get, while the shit's new, help the Cheers to Comics podcast rise up quick and early. And you could do the same thing. Just a review, a rating, a little bit of a comment. Those 5-star ratings mean the world to me and this show. And yeah, this is this is what I ask of you. So, once again, thank you, Slurds, for tuning into the Cheers to Comics podcast. This has been Pulled Priorities for the 30th of October 2019. I'm Brian Wayne. Be sure to support your local comic book store, your LCS, this Wednesday. You slurds, read responsibly. Cheers, fuckers.
Hey everybody, this is RJ,
Ash, Ray, Brandon, Harrison, and Bronson.
We host a Dungeons & Dragons podcast called Realms and Nerds. Some highlights of our show include wreaking havoc in every town we visit,
blowing up hot tubs, killing off fan favorite characters,
high necromancers,
inappropriate wedding etiquette,
and every now and then, actually good storytelling.
Join us in the realms of Pridea for fun fantasy adventures. You can find us on Podbean, iTunes, Google Podcasts, Spotify, or just about wherever you get podcasts.